and welcome to the Mental Music Podcast, a podcast made for teens by teens exploring mental health from our perspective. My name's Gordon.
And my name's Tom.
Tom's new here on the podcast. He serves as a second male perspective on our team, and I suppose it's perfect timing because this episode we'll be discussing masculinity and how we feel about it and how others feel about it.
Now, we are just two 15-year-olds sitting behind a microphone, and what we say or do should not replace any real-life opinions or facts.
Okay, so our first song we'll get to soon, but for now, I just want to give you a bit of an intro, an insight on what we'll be discussing. Tom managed to text some friends to see what they thought masculinity was, and we'll be looking at that.
Yeah, so I have some reviews for later on. And before we do that, we'll also be talking about ourselves and how we view it and if we have any stories to go along with it. Now, before we continue, if you didn't catch us last time, we are on SoundCloud, and you can also catch us on the Sin Network.
We're also available on iTunes. It's pretty good. So, on to our first song. That was JB Anime Piano Comfort. Onto our topic for today.
Masculinity.
Yes.
What is it? How does it define us?
Yeah, so I think masculinity has changed very much over time. Over the past 100 years, the idea of what should be masculine, how men should be seen, how they shouldn't be seen, has changed a great deal.
Yeah, it's quite different now. I think nowadays it's more of just a stereotype, really. It's what other people think and view others.
I feel that masculinity is sort of something that really puts pressure on men and it sort of defines who they are, not by who they want to be, but who they think they should be. It sort of again ties into our body image episode of what you think you should be versus what you need to be.
It's quite a good topic, actually, really, because there are quite a lot of people who don't know how to act and how to really feel about masculinity issues, and it's quite a big problem, especially in high schools, I'd say, because quite a lot of high schools, even though they aren't documented, we all know that they're quite prone to bullies.
Yeah,
really?
it's a very diverse situation. So let's say you work in a firm and you're an accountant.
Yeah.
Let's say. Okay. A lot of people that you work with would share similar interests, considering they work in the same firm as you. But in a high school, everyone has different interests. Everyone has different levels of academic ability, sport ability, and that sort of changes what their opinions of you are, what your opinions of them are.
Yeah, of course. What do you define as masculine?
I think I define it as something that's similar to the accepted definition. It's being what men are sort of ticketed to being. So
So what men have kind of been grown to look like through stereotypes and ages. Something I'll point out is I can't remember the exact year, which I should because it's pretty easy. But in the time period where most women were discriminated from work, like when it kind of started.
The early 1900s.
Yeah, early 1900s, right?
The suffragettes.
Suffragettes were great. Men kind of put themselves above everyone else.
Yeah.
And they just thought that they were just better. I don't know why they thought this, but somehow this happened, and they've been at the top of like government, society, and stuff. They've just been at the top for quite a while
until the movement in around 1910.
Yeah, with the suffragettes. Was that around that year?
Yeah, the suffragettes.
And that kind of I mean, it does this part isn't really tying into masculinity, but my point being is that through this time, the term of being masculine is kind of being like turned into being big or powerful,
stronger than women,
in
the day.
Actually, even because the word masculine is
it means to be of men.
Yeah, it's the complement
pertaining to manly traits.
It's the complement to femininity. I can't say that right, but we'll keep going. But it's the complement to that, and both of them together. You can't talk about one without the other.
Yeah.
And the reason why what defines you as being masculine is not being feminine, but then what defines both, really, in my opinion, being masculine, in my opinion, is just being strong. Yes, I'll say that, but I don't mean strong as in big muscles or having lots of people liking you. Being masculine is just being stereotypically a male, really, to me. Like, you're male, I consider you masculine.
Yes.
But that's bad. I shouldn't say that.
Thanks.
No, but I mean, some people that are men can be very okay. Something that you think quite a lot of stereotypes is that all gay people are feminine. Ignore the phones. All gay people are feminine. That's not true. There are quite a lot of masculine homosexual people.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good what they do because they show that you don't have to be.
It knocks down the stereotype.
Yeah, you can be whatever you want. It just feminine and masculine. They're just two different things.
But at the same time, very different.
Yeah, it's like a DNA helix, even if you know what that looks like.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other.
They revolve around each other.
They're the two sides. There's two parts in each. Sugar and phosphate, I think that's it. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But there's two parts in each strand. There's the part you show and the part you feel.
Yeah.
It's how you express yourself, not just physically, but also emotionally. And there's quite a difference when it comes to this, and it can change from person to person. I feel like I've said that about 5 times.
Well, no, it's true. So I feel that. Let's get back to the high school example. There are lots of people in a high school. There are people like me, the skinny people who are more focused on work than playing sports. So like I'd rather have a night of good study than play a game of rugby with my friends because I don't have any friends to play rugby with.
Yeah, like I don't think I'd go out and play sport voluntarily. I guess it kind of depends on who it is and what sport playing. Like I hung out with a mate, and usually I'd prefer to just sit down and play Xbox or something. But that's just me being lazy. But like we went out, we were playing tennis, we went back later to the field and we were like we were kicking a ball around. And I guess the thing was sport falls under masculinity, but I don't really get the point of it. Like
It's a fun pastime that over time has been sort of, it pertains to men rather than women.
Oh yeah, like
Or rather, no, it pertains to being masculine. So sport is sort of a necessity to have if you have the goal of being masculine.
But I guess the reason why is because most sport contains things like, if you say rugby, that contains wrestling, or soccer.
Scrums, yeah.
Soccer, I think, would generally, masculine people would kind of, like, people that play rugby would see soccer players as, like, feminine because they, like, don't get hurt or they don't run around, they're just kicking the ball around.
Oh, is it the term that was coined back when I played rugby in primary school? Rugby is 80 minutes of pretending not to be hurt, and football is 90 minutes of pretending that you are hurt. It's it was like a kick in the face. And the societies of both rugby and football are very like separated. They hate each other. I don't know.
It's different. You know what I hate?
Because they believe that they're not.
People that call soccer football. I hate
Thanks.
it. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's me. So.
Wait, do you call soccer football?
Yeah. I just did, Tom. Oh.
You just leave
You're
now?
You're the best friend
I'm
I
kidding.
have.
Anyway,
Right.
okay, I don't hate you. I just hate when people say it.
Oh. Well, I'll make sure to say it a lot more than. You're welcome, Tom.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, so it's a bit of a, it's not really a controversial topic unless you get really triggered by it, which I don't think you would be able to.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you feel about the the whole topic.
Like, if you get triggered about people accusing other people of being like feminine or masculine, you really have to explain why you're triggered for that. Because if someone's like, oh, I don't like how he is referring to him as masculine because he's clearly not, like, that's just being an asshole. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to state that?
We're target. What is it? We're labeled as explicit. So.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Being an asshole.
You're hired.
Oh, you don't even know. But yeah, if you're one of those people, that's just being an asshole. But if you're like, oh, that's really mean of him to objectify him to something that he may or may not be. Like, if you call someone feminine, even if he was, you're trying to say that's a bad thing, but really it isn't.
It really depends on what he wants to be. If his goal is to be feminine, if you've seen the film Silence of the Lambs, his goal was to be feminine.
No, his goal isn't to be feminine. His goal is to be female. By literally making himself a suit to make himself look like a woman made out of human flesh.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's really a stupid thing that people get. I mean, I know some people are like, what's the word? What's the word when you're like you're like self-conscious about it or something, like you're hang on, I think I've somewhere.
We'll get back to
we'll get back to that.
Find that. If you're very self-conscious about how you feel based on what other people think you should look like or should act like.
Insecure.
That's it.
Yeah, when you're insecure about those things, it's like, it's kind of stupid to be insecure about these things, and I know that.
Well, no, you can be insecure.
You can. Like, I know that some people are, and you can't really help it. It's just how you feel and how your emotions play on you.
Yeah.
But feeling insecure about being feminine and masculine is silly, because it really doesn't matter what you're what. If you have like friends that are actually your friends, they're gonna love you for it. Like,
no matter who you are.
Yeah, no matter who you are, they're gonna love you no matter what it is.
Yeah, especially if you make those friends when being yourself. I think the most annoying thing when it comes to making friends is when you do it without being yourself.
Oh,
because
yeah.
then they get to know you as not you. And then when it comes to actually like properly getting to know you, it doesn't really work.
Like,
out.
if you're like me, you kind of can't make friends pretending not to be yourself, because you're too much of yourself.
Yeah.
But like, if you're like me, you know, kind of lazy, into like gaming and kind of bizarre and a bit childish in a way.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm shivering. Gosh, I can hear that. But if you're like me in that kind of way, and say I was like pretending that I wasn't there, oh yeah, I was playing rugby with my mates just the other night. It was sick, yeah. I don't know what this voice comes from, but yeah. If you're like that and you try and get to know, if you make friends with people just by appealing to what they like, then it's not really that.
It's not genuine.
Yeah, it's not genuine.
In the long term, it doesn't really work out for either of the parties.
And that returns back to masculinity again. Like, if you try and make yourself look what stereotypically is masculine because someone else is masculine, and you want to become friends with them or something like that,
Yeah.
then you're not really friends with them. You're just hanging around them and trying to pretend. You're pretty much like just an American spy inside of a Russian. No, I shouldn't.
The
talk,
USSR.
yeah, you're
1991. It's not now.
You're pretty much just a spy, like in the ranks of someone else that you shouldn't be.
Behind enemy lines.
And as soon as you break your cover,
that's when it all just.
It's
goes
gone
down.
and over, and you're pretty much going to die.
Yeah.
And by I mean like
Whoa,
socially.
calm down, Tom.
Yeah, socially. It's
okay,
social
yeah,
suicide.
it goes downhill.
If when that happens, but see, there's many different things, and yeah.
You just got to be who you really want to
Yeah.
be.
Have you ever had? I feel like I already said that, didn't I? Have you had masculinity issues?
I don't know. I feel that my goal is that I'd be more appealing to both guys and girls if I follow the tradition of masculine traits. And so let's say I hit the gym once a month. That's me. No, let's say I hit the gym once a month.
You'll never catch me doing that. You see me in a gym, that's a rare sighting. That's like finding I don't know, like what's the rarest Pokemon?
Gold on the top of a mountain.
Yeah, that's like I don't know. I don't play. I was going to use that example. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's like finding a snowflake in the desert.
In Western Sahara.
Yeah. Me at the gym is like a snowflake in a desert.
Not exactly happening. Yeah.
Actually, no. Isn't there a desert where it snows?
Yeah, the Gobi Desert in China.
Okay. Well, just not that desert. But anyway.
Yeah, let's say I hit the gym once a month, and I'd feel better about myself, even if it's just once a month.
Oh yeah, if I lost weight and
would.
started getting buff, I would just be happy as
heck.
Heck, thank you. I'd just be happy as heck. Like I have like the.
You're fatty.
Yeah. I'm not fat. I'm just. I have a bit of blubber on me.
I'm jealous of you. I'm underweight. And
Thank you. Yeah. I'm not overweight, but I'm like just on. I'm like just
on
a
the
bit
brink.
before I.
Gotcha.
I'm not on the brink. I'm like.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna.
It's like when you're on a
more.
boardwalk next to the ocean, but there's no like railing.
You can see it.
Yeah.
It's on the horizon.
You can see it, but it's not actually there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's
but like.
me.
I have enough here that if I went to like work out or something, I would just be like hot.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't know what people find hot these days, but I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal is when people try to be masculine is to be hot, to be attractive.
I mean, but it depends on what people find as attractive. Really,
Yeah,
the term
that's-
masculinity, the term of being masculine, really depends on the person. Like some people could have one view in being masculine, and someone could have another view of being masculine. And they could be completely different, and it depends on who you're trying to go for. If you're trying to get in friends with them by faking your personality, but really you want to be yourself. And it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. It doesn't matter. If there are people that judge you for it, then they judge you. You move on. Doesn't matter if the whole school judges you. I mean that might be a matter, but I mean it doesn't really matter because you're being yourself and true to who you are.
Yeah, that's what counts. Because later on in life, if you grow up being someone whom you are not, it never works out.
Like, if you're applying for a job or something, and it's like, so you played a lot of sport in high school. Oh, yeah, I did.
I played all the sports. I bench pressed 150 kilograms.
So that's why you're coming to work as a accountant.
Yeah, it's not a deal maker.
It really isn't.
Being masculine. So I feel. Yeah, it's important to be yourself because then that's who people respect you as. If you are who you are and not someone who you're pretending to be, then people will see you as a genuine person, and that genuinity is probably more important than
definitely
than masculinity, if that's the goal. Because if you're masculine but not genuine, that's somewhat less respectable than being a genuine person.
Like if you were to walk up to me. And if you were masculine, if you were either of the two of the Lins, I honestly wouldn't care if you were masculine or feminine. I would not care at all.
Yeah.
Even. But if you were being genuine, then that's when I would make friends with you. If you're being like ungenuine, that's not a word, but we're rolling with it. I would tell if you are. I don't know.
It might be a word.
Ungenuine.
I need to check on that. Yeah.
Ingenuine. No,
stop.
Grammar with Tom. No, but Yeah, but anyway, it's a good topic. So yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that wraps up this section quite nicely. Our next song is called "I Have Tried" by Taylor.
Try to fix myself, be better for you. Now you're right beside me, I look in my shoes. Don't you know how hard it is for me to look into your eyes? I don't know why I can't say goodbye. Oh, I've tried, trust me, I've tried, trust me, I've tried. I've spent long nights here waiting for you. Any creak outside my door, may it be true. Like you've come to find me and I dry the salt from my eyes. I don't know why I can't say goodbye. Oh, I've tried, trust me, I've tried, trust me, I've tried. And I've tried thousands of times every night. But it's time, I know it's time, I know it's time. I know you're right, I know you're right, I know you're right. Are you right? Are you alright? Are you right?
Welcome back, and for our next segment, we'll be talking about how others see masculinity.
Yeah, just a while ago, I mentioned that Tom had texted some of his friends to see if they had any opinions on what masculinity really means to them.
And I got some replies. I mean, they weren't the best replies.
He got some.
I got some.
It's just kind of like expanding the influx of responses to not just us.
Yeah, so they were alright. Yeah. So, do we want to start on... Actually, no, before we get to what others have responded, what is masculinity by definition of Google?
I pulled up a definition. It's masculinity is having the qualities or appearance traditionally associated with men. Now, the key word there is traditionally. And that can change.
We talked about this in the last segment, actually, how traditionally it's been of the past years.
It can change over, depending on location, depending on how old you are, depending on what time it is relative to the rest of the world.
That's true.
Like what year it is.
Yeah. Also, what generation you're in.
Yeah,
as well.
That's true.
I think
then you might have lived through a different.
Was it like episode or 2 or 3 ago we talked about generation?
Episode 8 was just generation.
Yeah, Gen Y or Gen Z. I think I was there for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's so masculinity, as we just said, is how it's traditionally viewed. And how it is traditionally viewed is pretty much just how, like strength, how it is. But so I have a couple of responses here.
Yeah.
I'll go through them. So I have one from my friend. I won't say the names in case someone listening decides to get triggers. But I will say if it's female or male.
Yeah.
Because that is like
it is important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an opinion to actually realize. So this one, female. I believe masculinity is when one obtains the traits of a male. So basically, this is pretty much stereotypically just strength and stuff. I mean, I don't think she really thought about it.
The traits of a male could include being well built, robust, having a wit that's different to females?
I have another one. Who now? Before I say this, I will read out the whole text. So I'll probably say this twice, but please do not get annoyed at him or anything.
Yeah.
So this one is, okay, every feminist is going to hate me, after a good start, but a sense of masculinity often comes from physical strength and being able to be strong. But personally, masculinity is kind of a thing of bravery and mental strength, being able to push the pain. It was very brave of him to trigger half the world there, but I mean...
Wow. Yeah, I'd say being able to push the pain. He texted us later on, he said being able to push the pain, he clarified with us, being able to push the pain is pretty much being able to leave emotions at the door, ignore the pain that comes with them. So, masculinity, we touched on this way back a few episodes ago, and we said that it's important for men, in their eyes, or in society's eyes, it's important for men to be able to sort of go into a movie theater, watch a very sad film, and not have to be able to cry.
Oh, yeah.
Tom's crying just listening to this.
I think most people are. But the thing is, something that comes across a lot is that being a real man means you don't cry. And honestly, that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, if you cry, that's actually good. And if you tell people that you're crying, or if you're crying in front of people...
It shows that you're able to
it's
perceive emotion.
Yeah, and it's showing
empathy.
that you can actually empathize with people and that you can develop like a deeper relationship with a person and that you can actually open up to people.
And back in the caveman times, that doesn't really matter because as a
yeah.
man... Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter because as a hunter-gatherer...
Back in the hunter-gathering times, you're either hunting or you're gathering.
Yeah, and the men were given the job of hunter because they are physically stronger.
Yeah,
as
back
a gender.
then, men are physically stronger as a gender, but that's just a biological thing. And I'm not saying all men are stronger than women. I'm just saying some are. And actually, quite a lot of women are strong. I know quite a lot of women that are stronger than me, actually.
Your girlfriend? Hey!
No, not really. She's actually... Okay.
Sorry.
I don't know a lot of people that are stronger than me, women that are stronger than me, but I know of a lot of women that are stronger than me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't remember the names. Yeah, like women bodybuilders. They're amazing. They're insane.
I don't follow female bodybuilding, but
I don't
thanks, Tom,
either.
for that insight.
Yeah. That's one of your kinks, isn't
Back
it?
in caveman times, men were sort of ranked in their own societies by how strong they were. So the stronger you were, the more well you were respected in society. And what was I touching on before that? Before I went to caveman times?
I'm not sure. Wasn't it?
Emotions. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and,
emotions.
Showing emotions is a sign of sort of weakness. So let's say, you're being put in a really massive dilemma.
Also, something I just want to debut now.
Yeah, go ahead.
And like, if you're under the age of 14, you might. Well, actually, if you're under the age of like 12 or 13, I don't know what this generation is anymore, but. You might want to cover your ears or either skip forward because I'm just going to debut something right now.
Go ahead.
The size of your penis does not matter if you're masculine or not. And in fact, another thing is you're back in old time. It's a problem.
What?
You're like acting.
Why are we going over this?
I was just saying because I was just thinking before that we were talking about back in like Roman times, I think masculinity.
Greece.
Oh yeah, but more in Italy, masculinity would actually be how small. Because that was a sign of intellect, and that was actually quite masculine to be smart.
Fun fact with Tom.
Yes. Well, history lessons, no, not really. But aside from that, it is, you continue speaking then.
Yeah. I feel that that's another show of how the idea of masculinity has changed over time. But yeah, I mean, the more important... Back into cavemen. I don't know, this is becoming very interesting. The cavemen themselves. Hey, the less you're able to show emotion, the stronger you appear. And the more respected you are in a tribe. And I suppose that's sort of tagged on over the past, 100,000 years. And it's become a traditional masculine trait.
Just not to show emotion.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crap in a way, to be honest. Because emotion is... I think what is sometimes stronger than your mind is your heart, because that can drive you to do things that you wouldn't like. You're either going to think rationally, or you're either going to think with your head, or you're going to think with your heart, And oftentimes it can get you in trouble, but it's what your passion is. And if you close up your heart, you can't function like a human being anymore. I mean, you can, but you're not open, and you're verging more towards masculinity as a stereotype.
Your empathetic self has sort of been thrown out the window. You no longer have the traits that you need to survive in the modern day. So I think that just about wraps up that section. Yeah. And onto our final song. This one's by Asher Jeffries. It's called "Honey, Save Me From My Falsehood."
On the sandy strips off the side of the road, I used to tell myself what it is I should know, but it's gone out the window. I go too low when it got too much, 'cause that's just one part of the story of love. But somewhere in the back of my head is an image I regret. Ooh, honey, I can't see to the other side. Oh, ooh, honey, what would you do if you're not blind? Oh, ooh, do you think I'd make the same mistake twice? 'Cause all I ever wanted was you to think that I was good. Honey, would you save me from my false words? Ooh, love, love. I've always known what's wrong and what's indeed right. So tell me, how do I live with something done that I don't like? Climb to the top of a mountain to find that. Ooh, honey, no, I didn't mean to make you mad. Oh, ooh, trust me, I know it's not half as bad. Oh, ooh, do you think I'd do something like that? 'Cause all I ever wanted was you to think that I was good. Honey, would you save me from my false words? Ooh, love. Oh.
Thank you for listening to our episode today. If you liked us, check us out on SoundCloud and iTunes, and you can find us there. Or listen to us on Sin Nation on Wednesdays at 5.
If you'd like to listen to any of the music played in our podcast, check out the description and you can find it all there.
And if you have any music of your own that you'd like to send to us so we can play it on the podcast, send it to us through our social media or email it to us, our Mental Music Pod.
So it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be in this episode with you today.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, such a quick one. I'm looking forward to more episodes.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
Yeah, it was an honor to be with you.